From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
American Door Company has been family-owned and operated for over 29 years, supplying Northern California with quality garage doors, garage door openers, and installed with the best service you'd expect from a locally owned company. We serve all of Northern California from Willows all the way up to the Oregon state line. Give us a call today.
Well, I want to give everyone a quick reminder of the free Weather NorCal app. You can watch the regular programming. Of course, we've got the neighborhood forecast. You've got your current conditions, your 7-day forecast. You've got the 24-hour streaming channel on there. Everything that's offered on Weather NorCal is right there on your phone. Download it for free on your iPhone or your Android device. Just search for Weather NorCal, and you will be in business. Let's take a look at your cameras around the area, Lake Oroville, North Forebay. Still looking at those overcast skies out there. There's going to be some drizzle and some showers. I think the chances for showers will start to increase here later this afternoon with the potential maybe a few thunderstorms out there as well. Looking at Trinity Center, boy, looking at this just, really even before the weekend, this was covered in snow. But then with the warm rains we saw over the weekend, that snow has melted. And now you've just got the kind of wet conditions out there and plenty of puddles as well. And that really happened for a lot of elevations below 5,000 feet that did have snow. But as you go above 5,000 feet, above 6,000 feet, like you see here at Lassen Park, the visitor center there at the south entrance, actually seeing more snow that we did see over the weekend. So again, you head up above 6,000, 7,000 feet and you're seeing a lot more snow out there. All right, so we do have, and of course did have, a wet start to your work week. I do expect a bit of a break on Tuesday before we see more off and on rain for the rest of the week, and even quite possibly the first part of the weekend. But looking into next week as well, it's looking pretty promising that we could see another wet weather pattern set itself up. Now, you look at the very active pattern we do have over the Pacific here, a big area of low pressure up toward north, and that obviously won't really move over us, but we've got the flow of all these storms, I call them a parade of storms, if you will, that are heading our way. But it's not all at once. We get a break, then we see more rain. So essentially what we have here is this atmospheric river down to the south. The storms are tapping into that moisture source, but we do have that break for tomorrow with mostly cloudy skies, but mainly dry conditions. And then behind that, we've got this system coming on Wednesday. This is already tapping into that atmospheric river and that moisture, but should be here by around Wednesday, giving us more rain. Behind that is the drier conditions for Thursday, and then maybe more rain coming in for Friday, quite possibly Saturday of this upcoming weekend. Still have a flood advisory for the valley and the surrounding foothills until early tomorrow morning, as we do expect to see more rain this afternoon and evening. We could be still looking at the potential for more runoff coming off of the foothills and mountains, and that could cause a rise in the creeks and streams. Something to certainly be aware of. And, it looks like even though it will expire at 4 a.m. tomorrow morning, we may see another flood advisory here as we go into, say, Tuesday night into Wednesday, because we do have another round of heavy rain, which we'll see here on Futurecast. So here we are at about 6 p.m. Again, see how we're seeing more rain kick in, and we could be looking at periods of brief periods, that is, of moderate to heavy rainfall, not to mention maybe even a few lightning strikes, some rumbles of thunder. That kicks off to the east, and now we're dry by tomorrow morning. However, that being said, I do anticipate that especially the late night and early morning hours going into Tuesday, we'll probably be looking at a lot of low clouds and drizzle and fog. But hopefully, and this is what we're starting to see happen, is that we could see that begin to clear out. Now, I'm not 100% positive that's going to happen, because we saw this last week where we saw a very saturated atmosphere. The clouds just kind of stuck around all day long. We saw drizzle for a good portion of the day as well. So I think many of us may see some of that clearing, but there may be a few spots that may get some of that persistent fog and drizzle that may stick around for a bit. But that's going to be our best chance for a bit of a break. Will be on Tuesday. Then by Tuesday night into Wednesday, there's the next round of heavy rainfall. Again, this is when I think we'll see another flood advisory especially the Sacramento Valley and the surrounding foothills, because of the potential for some of that heavy rainfall that we will see going into early Wednesday morning. But by Wednesday around noon, that's all gone. And by the way, snow levels may drop a little bit. I'm expecting them to be down to about 5,000 feet. So that is more promising when it comes to the ski park. We don't want to see any snow on that ski park, and hopefully they can get it all in the form of snow as we do go into your Wednesday morning. There's Wednesday around noon, Wednesday afternoon. Again, a few showers here and there. And then, as I mentioned, maybe a bit of a break by this upcoming Thursday. There's a look at your future kind of forecast rain totals. This is a bit of a moving target, but for the most part, I'm expecting about a half an inch to an inch. Now, you can see here in Red Bluff and Chico, maybe not as much, maybe some heavier rainfall to the north end of the valley, and not to mention out along the coast as well, but even some decent amounts heading off to the north and east. Now we look at the forecast snow totals. Once again, it is picking up on Chester. Now, the reason I think that's happening is because snow levels are expected to drop a little bit here as we do go into Wednesday. So could you see a bit of a mix out towards Chester? Sure. Are you going to see 2 to 4 inches of snow? Probably not. Out towards Alturas, yeah, maybe a mix as well, but all in the form of rain from out Shasta City, Bernie, Shingletown. I do expect it to be in the form of rain, of course, for Weaverville and Hayfork as well. And Susanville, you might even get yourself a little bit of a mix as well, and not to mention out towards the Quincy area as well. The winds, they are expected to pick up with Tuesday mornings and Wednesday afternoon system, but it's not going to be a major wind event. You can see they're going to be fairly calm here, even for your Tuesday. But then going into your Wednesday, there you can see those winds starting to pick up, especially in the morning. Again, nothing major. You're seeing it mainly out towards the typical spots like central Siskiyou County and some of those mountain ridges, right? But we go into Wednesday afternoon, still a little breezy in spots before those winds do die down by Wednesday night into Thursday. So we take a look at Futurecast, and you can see the next round of rain coming in from the west. Now, what's happening is this. We've got a ridge of high pressure building in. What we have to do to get it to dry out is get this ridge to build in even stronger, because what's happening is we're seeing the storm being pushed up to the north, but now we're kind of at the tail end of all that, and we could see some of that rain coming in on Friday. And not to mention more activity coming in for your Saturday as well, before the ridge does eventually build and get stronger. So you see what's happening now? Here's the ridge. You see how it's doing something like this. So as I mentioned, you got to build that ridge stronger, and what it will do is divert all that energy off to our north and kind of keep it off to our west. Now I am anticipating that as we do go into early next week, we may see this begin to kind of push a little bit more to the east. Now, the European forecast model has for next Tuesday, so not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow, has this actually over us. So again, we'll have to kind of see that maybe sometime around early next week, another round of some wet weather. So this is promising. We're seeing rain, we're seeing a break, we're seeing rain. That's the way we want to get that rain. Now we take a look at our wave heights for today, still about 8 feet, and they may increase a little bit here as we do go into your Tuesday afternoon. There is a beach hazard statement for tomorrow simply because we've got that risk for sneaker waves. What are those? Well, you may go out to the beach and you may see the ocean and may look normal, but then out of nowhere you get a big surge of water, a big wave, and suddenly your feet are being swept up from underneath you from that water, and it's a very dangerous situation. So just be aware of that if you are planning on heading out to the beaches tomorrow. Here's a look at what it looks like today. Temperature-wise, I'm expecting upper 50s for most of us in the valley. Could even touch that 60-degree mark for some of us. Otherwise, mid-40s, give or take, for the higher elevations. Trinity County, low 50s. Inland areas mid-50s and mid to upper 50s for the coast. Let's take a look at your 7-day outlook. And again, for the most part, snow levels will be between 5,000 and 6,000 feet. I think they'll drop down to about 5,000 feet by Wednesday, but back up to about 6,000 feet by the time we get into Friday and your Saturday. Let's take a look at your 7-day outlook for the valley. Of course, the showers today, mainly dry for your Tuesday, minus some of that morning drizzle and fog. Could see some clearing by the afternoon. Wednesday, more showers. Dry, but mostly cloudy. A lot of cloud cover on Thursday, and then more showers possibly by Friday and into Saturday. Here's your 7-day outlook for the coast, and of course those showers. You got dry conditions also on Tuesday, and then more wet weather for Wednesday, not to mention your Friday and Saturday.